An autobiography of Phra Ajahn Suchart Abhijato, Bhikkhu. Phra Ajahn Suchart Abhijato is a Vipassana meditation teacher of the Thai forest tradition in the Dhamma order. He practiced under the guidance of Venerable Pratham Visuddhimongkol, Longta Mahabua Yana Sampanno. Before becoming a monk, Phra Ajahn Suchart Abhijato was known as Suchart Ruang Thanasan. He was born on Sunday, November 2nd, 1947 in Bangkok, Thailand. At the age of 2, he was sent to stay with his grandmother in Chonburi province because his parents were busy working, changing jobs, so they were not able to care for him full-time. He studied at the Seventh-day Adventist Ekamai School from elementary level to high school. After that, he started work at Utapao International Airport in Rayong. Having worked there for a little over a year, he was able to save enough money and traveled to the United States to study at California State University in Fresno. In 1972, he graduated with a bachelor's degree of science in civil engineering before returning to Thailand. Ever since his time at the Seventh-day Adventist Ekamai School, he did not pay attention to any religion. When he was in the U.S., he didn't have any religion and never went to church. However, he enjoyed logic and science. When he returned from the U.S., he read some English novels and discovered the book Siddhartha, written by Hermann Hesse, a German philosopher whose best-known works explore an individual search for spirituality. During that time, he was working as a manager of an ice cream shop in Pattaya. He met a foreigner who gave him his first Dhamma book. It was a small 20-page English Dhamma book called Anicca, whose content came from the Tipitaka and was translated by a Western monk. After a period of studying Dhamma, he tried to do meditation by watching his breath using the Anapanasati method, as described in the Satipatthana Sutta. One day, the pain in his body arose and there was suffering in the mind. So he tried to recite the mantra Anicca. It didn't take long for the mind to become calm and the bodily pain was gone. He became amazed at this experience. This was his first taste of Dhamma. After quitting his work to practice meditation for a year, he made the decision to ordain as it would best facilitate meditation by allowing him to practice full-time. On February 19, 1975, Phra Ajahn Suchart Abhijato was ordained at Wat Yansangwararam. สมเด็จพระสังฆราชเจ้ากรมหลวงวชิรญาณสังวรา The 19th Supreme Patriarch of the Thai Sangha was his preceptor. After 6 weeks of ordination, when he practiced and learned how to wear the robes, walked on arms round, and be able to travel without difficulty, he asked permission from Somdet Phra Yansangwararam to go stay with Longta Mahabua at Wat Pa Ban Tat. On his first day upon arrival at Wat Pa Ban Tat, Longta Mahabua said, "You cannot stay. You can only stay here temporarily because the kutis are not vacant." And Longta just turned around and walked away.
สุชาติเป็นคนพัทยาเวลาบวชแล้วไปอยู่ที่นี่กลายเป็นพระวัดป่าวัดตาดทำมาเลยออกจากที่เป้ากับไปอยู่ที่วัดยานสวรเท่านั้นไม่ได้ไปนะออกจากวัดป่าวัดตาดครับไปอยู่วัดยานสวรจนกระทั่งป่านนี้ผู้ลักษณะท่าทางมีหลักใจ
It was at Wat Pa Ban Tat that Phra Ajahn Suchart learned how to do Bindabata in the Thai forest tradition. And it wasn't until a month before the rains retreat of that year that Longta Mahabua accepted and allowed Phra Ajahn Suchart to stay at Wat Ban Tat. In the book Beyond Birth, he recounted that throughout the initial 5 Vassa period, he had stayed and practiced meditation at Wat Ban Tat without going anywhere. Ajahn Suchart said, "When I went to stay with Lung Ta, he mentioned that I should not think about going anywhere for the first 5 years. I needed to stay put at the monastery, to take root just like a tree so it would mature enough to bear flowers and fruits." Monks who stayed with Lung Ta became like his children. Lung Ta was like a father and a mother to them, and that is why they called him Father, Mother, and Teacher. At that time, there weren't many monks, so there would be Dhamma teachings from Lung Ta every 4 to 5 days. Phra Ajahn Suchart recalled that after listening to Lung Ta's teaching, his mind would turn towards Dhamma like a tree that was absorbing water. Without listening to the Dhamma, meditating, or undertaking a measure like fasting, the kilesa would start to come out. From the 1st to the 9th Vassa, Phra Ajahn Suchart stayed at Wat Ban Tat in Udon Thani. In his 10th Vassa, he stayed at Wat Poti Sampan in Pattaya. From the 11th Vassa onwards, he has resided at Wat Yansangwararam until the present time.